Okay, so let's talk about AI. We all see it, right? It's writing our emails, helping us with our work, but it's also at the center of this massive global conversation that could literally define our future. So the question isn't really if AI is changing things anymore, it's how. Is it just a handy new tool, or is it a double-edged sword that we're only just beginning to figure out?
And for a lot of professionals, the impact is already really tangible. I mean, think about this. For many, AI is already saving them one full workday every single week. That's huge. That's like getting an extra 50 days off a year. But honestly, that's just scratching the surface because this is so much bigger than just, productivity hacks. Leaders across the entire tech industry are looking at AI and seeing a fundamental shift for humanity itself. They see its potential to solve some of our biggest, most difficult challenges, especially in areas like healthcare. But to really see its power, we gotta look beyond our own desks. In some parts of the world, AI isn't just a helpful little assistant. No, it's a genuinely life-changing force. And one of the most powerful examples of this is in finance. For decades, it was just too expensive for big banks to serve low-income customers. But AI is completely changing that math, and it's starting to break down these huge barriers to financial inclusion for millions of people. What's really fascinating is that AI attacks this problem from all these different angles at the same time. It's not just one thing. It slashes costs, it helps design products that actually fit people's lives, it closes information gaps for folks who don't have a formal credit history, and it even helps build trust through better security. And if you want to see that cost reduction in action, just look at these numbers from India. By mixing digital infrastructure with AI, the cost to bring on a new bank client just plummeted from $12 all the way down to 6 cents. And all of a sudden, serving millions of people who were previously unbanked isn't just charitable, it's actually profitable. Okay, so that's the incredible promise. But, and this is a huge but, with all that power comes some pretty serious risks. And this, right here, is the central conflict in the whole AI story. The world is basically scrambling to figure out how to get all the good stuff without unleashing all the bad. Because here's the tough, unavoidable truth. The very same technologies that can create amazing opportunities can also be used to exploit people, especially those who are already the most vulnerable. So you see the problem, right? The same algorithm that can create a personalized loan for someone who really needs it can also be used to create a super sophisticated new kind of fraud. The data that helps assess someone's credit can also just reinforce old unfair biases. It's the ultimate double-edged sword.
So what are governments doing about this? Well, they're basically walking this incredible tightrope. They're trying to do three things all at once: promote innovation so they don't get left behind, protect their national security from bad actors, and establish principles, rules of the road, to make sure this powerful stuff is developed safely and ethically. And to make things even more complicated, this whole balancing act is happening right in the middle of a super intense geopolitical race. You've got the US and China locked in this high-stakes competition for AI dominance, and each one is using a different strategy, a different mix of promote and protect, to try and win. And that sets the stage for what is, honestly, the most critical part of this whole story. Because the pace of change we've seen so far, it might feel fast, but it could be absolutely nothing compared to what's coming. So what happens when this race suddenly goes into hyperdrive? To really understand what's at stake here, we need to look at a forecast for the next few years. And I'm telling you, the speed of what's coming is it's staggering. So let's start with right now, basically early 2025. We have these AI agents that are kind of like super enthusiastic, but kind of clumsy interns. They can save you a ton of time, for sure, but they also make some pretty funny mistakes. They're useful, but you definitely can't trust them with the keys to the kingdom just yet. But then, fast forward just over a year to late 2026, and boom, the forecast shows a massive leap forward. Suddenly, the agents are reliable, they're 10 times cheaper, and they can do the work of a junior software engineer. This is when the economic and social impact starts to get very, very real. And this is the takeoff point.
Mid-2027. This is when the superhuman coder shows up. And this is the moment where AI stops being just a tool that we use for research and becomes better than us at doing that research. It kicks off an intelligence explosion, a self-improvement loop where AI just keeps making itself smarter and faster and smarter.
So this incredible self-accelerating progress, it puts all of us, all of humanity, at a crossroads. We're facing a really stark and incredibly urgent choice. The future isn't decided yet. It really depends on what we do right now. This wild acceleration brings us to a very clear fork in the road. And there are really two ways this can go. Path 1, we just keep racing ahead, where speed and winning are the only things that matter. Path 2, we deliberately, collectively slow down, prioritizing safety to make damn sure we understand what we're building before it's too late.
Path 1 is to continue this frantic race. In that world, the pressure to win at all costs could lead a country or a company to just cut corners, ignore the risks, and deploy a powerful, misaligned superintelligence that we can't control. The consequences of that could be catastrophic.
Path 2 is the deliberate slowdown. And look, this would be an incredibly hard choice. It would require global coordination like we've never seen before. But it's the responsible choice. It's a decision to hit the pause button, solve the critical safety problems, and make sure this technology is truly built to benefit all of us. The thing is, the technology is not waiting for us to make up our minds. This intelligence explosion is happening. The choices we make right now, in this moment, will almost certainly define the future of our species. The question is simple, but it might just be the most important one we will ever have to answer. Which path do we take?